Welcome to this week's Chumbi Wong Dong. In this episode, we're going to be doing a floor stretch that helps to move the hip flexor, hamstring, and hip to help you to one day eventually do your front splits. So it's a great routine. It's got 4 levels. The first one's easy. The last one is very difficult. So let's get started straight away. So you're going to have, you're going to be on the floor with one foot in front of the other, making sure the knee is over the ankle and your back leg as far back as you need it to be to feel something in your psoas muscle, your hip flexor. And you're just going to rock back and forth. And the idea is you have your back straight, shoulders over your hips, head up, looking forward, and just go with your breath, moving forwards and backwards at a rhythm of your choice. And we're going to do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other, making sure that you're balanced and your hips do not twist out. Level 2 now is where you put your opposite hand on the floor in line with that shoulder. An option that I've developed over the years is to turn my front foot out onto the blade of the foot, the chukdo, and then to push the knee out. So I get a nice hip stretch. So as I go forward now, I'm pushing the hip out, and as I go back, I'm keeping my foot flat to the floor, plantar-flexing my toes, and trying to straighten my leg. It is not important that you fully straighten your leg at this time because we're still warming up. Just the fact that the sensation you feel at the top of your hamstring, you know it's working. And again, as you go through the motions, you try and get your leg straighter and straighter, but don't worry if it gets fully straight or not. You might also want to put your hand on a block or surface to make it a little bit easier, or you might want to go deeper by putting your hand further forward. Again, we're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. You could obviously do this for a longer period of time if you wish so, and also pausing more at the straight leg or the front hip, depending where you feel the most sensation, you feel the work is getting done. Level 3 now is where we put both hands on the floor and you walk your heel slightly further forward so that you can now dorsiflex your foot and curl the toes back. Much preference now that you might want to put your hands on a block for this one. The closer your hands are to your hips, the easier it will be. The further your hands are forward, the more difficult it will be. So now you're going into your deepest lunge and your deepest hamstring fold. And when you fold over your leg, again, it doesn't matter if it's straight or bent, as long as you feel sensation in your hamstring. The important thing is to try and keep your chest close to your quadricep. And again, I would recommend doing this slowly and making sure you get a full range of motion. Again, we're going to do this on both sides, and over time, to make the exercise more difficult, you walk your fingers further forward or completely push your palms or knuckles into the floor as you do the exercise. The last level is quite difficult. The level 4 drill is kind of putting a lot of it together, but also adding a quadricep stretch. And I find the quadriceps are an area of the body that are sometimes looked over because there's not many glamorous stretches with the quadricep. So what you're going to do now is you're going to put your opposite hand down, and with your spare hand, you're going to reach back for your ankle or foot. Now, I'm doing this on a soft surface and my knees are okay with it. If you have any knee issues at all and this hurts doing this motion, do not do it. So you might want to put your knee on a cushion or just bend your knee and go. You're basically going to do level 2 again, same sort of sequence, but this time you're going to get your quadricep involved as you go forward. And I find this is the deepest hip flexor stretch, quadricep stretch, and it takes a lot of balance as well. So when you're doing this exercise, make sure you do not fall out of it quickly, because that is when injury can happen. Again, you can rock softly if you feel intense sensation, or if you feel okay, you can do full motions. And again, we're going to go both sides, 10 on each time. Please go steady and take your time. Thank you very much for watching this stretching video. I hope it helps you generally build to your front splits. If you are interested, I will do a follow-up video for this that is a sort of intermediate middle way between this video and full box splits. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks, Sue.